Alright, just throwing a quick video together. Silverado EV, this one's mine, 2024 4WT. And that's my wife's 2024 4WT. That one's broke right now, ABS module, but it takes 2 months to get it in the shop to get anything fixed. And I was going to fix it myself, but it takes 2 months to get the part. But anyhow, this is up in Alaska, Fairbanks, Alaska. People were asking. We get temperatures like down to minus 60 a few weeks ago. This EV has a diesel heater installed, runs through here. There's a little intake to blow some extra air, and it blows down by your feet. And I just got everything apart because I'm fixing to install some fog lights, little upfitter relay control panel so that you can drive everything from the screen inside. You can see down there where the hot air blows out. It's 4K, or 4 kilowatts of heat. I think it's probably not much more than 50% efficient, so about 4 kilowatts of heat dumped out. Anyhow, it keeps me from losing range from heating the cabin down to, I don't know, about -5, -10 Fahrenheit. Well, it works pretty good. It actually extends the range quite a bit. Once it gets cold enough that the battery has to start heating itself, you still take a pretty good hit. But up until then, this works great. It'd be great for somebody in the States where it doesn't get very cold. Say it's 0 or something like that, you wouldn't lose any range at all. Anyhow, that's all. I think I'm going to film this and then film a drive because people have been asking about me filming a drive at Valdez. Alright, this is a little over 4 o'clock in the morning. Let's see what this notification is. Battery conditioning is in progress. So I hopped in the car this morning, started the heat, and then told it to go to a charger so that it would start warming the battery before I left. Diesel heater's just been fired up. It's not running yet. And battery temperature was at 55. It's at 59 now. I'm sure it'll be down around 31 or something like that before I start charging. But we're just getting ready to roll out in the morning. And alright, this is going to be rolling through North Pole, Alaska. I just left the house like 10 minutes ago. It's 12 degrees outside, so it's not very cold. I shouldn't take that big of a range hit today. Stopping in Delta Junction for the first charge, which is just a 50 kilowatt charger. Probably stop there anyway. The nice thing about a 50 kilowatt charger is I don't need to precondition, and I don't taper until 98 or 99%. But this is kind of the start of the trip.
Go past Avenue and turn left onto North Santa Claus Lane.
I already know the way, but I like to know how much battery I'm going to have when I get there, so I keep that Google navigation system running. That was just a couple traffic circles up on the highway, and then you're
left onto North Santa
alone
Claus
for an
Lane.
hour and a half.
In 200 feet, at the traffic circle, take the second exit onto the Alaska 2 South ramp to Delta Junction.
Let's see, battery was 59 when I left the garage this morning. In 10 minutes, it's down to 57.2.
In a quarter mile, merge onto Alaska 2 East.
So with this diesel heater running, though, it's not going to give me that big of an impact on my range. We'll come right up here to their Santa Claus house. So if you kids know where Santa Claus lives, where all your letters go. Over here on the right,
on
Santa Claus house, little gift shop, bunch of reindeer, and your kids can go sit on Santa's lap pretty much all year except for when he's taking the days off. And this is coming into Delta Junction. We'll charge here. It's only 50 kilowatts, like I was saying, so it's kind of like just a level 2 plus, but it's good for us. And in front of me is a gold ore truck. And right, there's another car way down there. You probably can't see it yet. That's the beginning or the end, however you look at it, the Alaskan Highway. And we're not going to get on that. We're going to continue south towards Valdez, Alaska. But if you were to go left up here, it'd take you down to Canada and America. We don't want to go to those places, so we're just going to stay in the state up here. Just get the Alaskan Highway, and then I'll shut off the phone and go charge.
You will arrive at your destination.
Thank you, Google. I wasn't going to film one anymore, but I might as well. Got some northern lights. It's kind of getting washed out by the street light. But the northern lights are up this morning while we're charging. Just give you a view. We've already shut the Charger shut down twice, but they're old Triton machines. I think Kyle O'Connor has a couple, or at least one of those, in his museum. So they're old school things, and we're getting 43 kilowatts. There's bouncing back and forth. The highest I saw was 49, but the first machine shut down. And I replugged, and then it shut down again, so I plugged into the second machine. We were supposed to get into Valdez at about 2%. Now we're going to get in at 12. In the summertime, I can make it with 9 or 10%, so I guess we did take a bit of a hit. I'm not sure. It's probably a combination of the cold and the ice and the snow on the roads. That's about it. I'm just going to take on a little bit more power here, and then we'll get out and get moving on to Valdez. We already have enough to make it, but if there's an avalanche or something and we get hung up, might be there for a while. Battery temperature got up to 57.2 and 59 on the upper and lower stacks. So not much of a change. Until next time. And one last video before I leave out of here once this gets dialed in. I'm just going to I'm going to load up to 200 kilowatts. I've got 214 available at this temperature. Right now I'm at 94%. Let's see if this zooms in. I've got 265 miles to go. I'm supposed to arrive at 28%, which is about what I need if there's an avalanche close to Valdez to get back to the next town. It's called Glen Allen. So I just like to make sure I've got enough in case something goes wrong. I wonder if my screen is just so damn blurry, but there you go, 94%. We're charging at 42 kilowatts, and I'm not being throttled yet. This is just a slow machine. Okay, so that's about it. I mean, now we're in drifts. He's pulling over for me. That's cool. So I might get some big snow drifts coming up here in a minute. Every time I turn that camera off, we get these big old 3-foot drifts. So obviously a plow truck hasn't been through here before. That wasn't a DOT truck that I thought I saw earlier. It was just two trucks and trailers that had pulled over. But that was about a 3-foot drift. I'm glad somebody punched through before I had to. On the left side of the road is about 3 feet. Last time coming down, I was the first to punch through one of those, and it drug me right off the road, right back on the road. I shut the camera off, there were drifts right away too, so I don't know what to tell you. Just got these little ones showing up now. We're down in one lane right here. But on the left side of the road where these lights are is the Inn at Black Rapids. It'd be a neat place to stay. You're stuck right in the mountains. And beautiful area. And off to our right, can't see it obviously, is the Black Rapids Glacier, which kind of sits right along the fault line, the major fault line in Alaska. The same fault line that Denali's on. It's pushed up on. A couple more drifts here. Yay. It's really nice actually going through after somebody's gone through before you. It doesn't happen very often. The Army has a training center here for mountain training, cool weather training. Oh, there's a DOT truck. That's good news. That means the drifts here on out should be gone. I might have to get in the northbound lane traveling southbound to avoid them, but that's not a problem. Alright, temperature's down to around -5, and this is around the Paxton Lake area. On my cell phone again, because that GoPro either died or ran out of space on the chip. But this area right here gets kind of technical because some of the trees get up to within like 2 feet of the road, so when a moose does come out, his ass is still in the woods when his head's over the road. But, oh, temperature just popped up to -1 from -5. It should start warming up here in a little bit. We'll start getting closer to the ocean. The temperature gets better. See you next time. So figured I'd pull the phone out and film a bunch of volcanoes on the side of the road up here. They are going in the clouds, I can't see it too much, but you got Mount Sanford, Mount Wrangell's down there, but it's really shallow and goes up in the clouds. Mount Zanini, Mount Drum. Anyhow, just some kind of neat stuff a lot of people don't get to see. Figured I'd throw it on film even though it's not going to show up very well. Let's see if it comes out of the mountains a little bit better, or the trees a little bit better. And try to stay on the road at the same time. That's about it. And this is coming into Thompson Pass. You can kind of see how the ice is on the road and they have the grooves cut into it because they can't get it up. They don't use salt up here very often. Probably not going to be able to see too much on top of the pass because it's all going to be in the clouds. And then after that's 3,000 foot, about 3,000 foot descent. So I'll sit there and start filling the battery back up on the way down. Just a quick view, a little bit of Thompson Pass. Roads are actually fantastic. I haven't been this good in months. Still icy, but it's grooved nice. They've got a lot of traction sand in it. It's Mount Billy Mitchell, if anybody wants to know. Everybody's looking at where we're going here. And then we're making a right turn down there to the west, and it's really a pretty pass, full of waterfalls and all that. I'll pull the camera out then. Once again, Mount Billy Mitchell. First glacier you kind of see down in this area, right there in the middle of it. See how it looks as we go around the corner here. Really pretty area. Probably pull the camera out a couple of times here coming up just to film some of it. Another pretty area. This is a lot of avalanches in this area. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the phone turned on fast enough to get some of them. You can see, there's some of the scars. The trees get knocked down. This area will get closed off quite a bit. And I think there was a massive avalanche like 2 weeks ago that'll probably show up. We're probably gonna have to drive by it. Had one in the same area last year, and not last year, about actually like a long time ago, 2012 maybe. And it blocked the road and dammed up the river, and the whole river kind of made a big old lake behind it. It took them a while to get that one cleared out. We'll see if it shows up when we get down here. Place up in front of us is a pretty little glacier called Worthington Glacier coming up. That's Vazzy. He wants to get out. He's in the back talking. It's just getting closer to the pass, top of the pass, getting above the tree line here. This area, I believe, is supposed to be the snowiest area in the United States. I think Mammoth, California beat us last year. But this year, they're probably going to beat us again. It's a really low snow year this year. A lot of wind, very little snow. Oh man, I wonder if I can zoom in. There we go. I don't know if that, the mountains in the background, I don't think they're actually popping out that well. I'll pull the camera out one or two more times before we get over the pass. It's like the snow on the side of the road. It's probably about 4 feet deep, so it's not really that bad. They'll come by with snow blowers or plow, and they'll plow the top of the snow further back. And a lot of people camp here in the springtime and drive snow machines up these mountains here, and then they'll ski down. I think they call it, they've got the hill climb competition. There's a little parking lot up here on the left they all pull into with their campers and sleds, and in the spring they're drunk as shit, stumbling everywhere on the roads. You gotta be really careful driving through here. You're driving on ice with a bunch of drunks walking around, but they're having a good time, so it's fun to see. We'll pull the camera out just before we cross the pass. Oh, actually, right there, you keep saying oh and then continuing on. Right there is Worthington Glacier. You can walk on that in the summertime. Pretty area. You can kind of see the ice falls poking out. And this is the top of the pass coming up here. I'll get the camera out when we get up there. Coming up to the top of the pass. You can see this on YouTube a lot. People film this. It's 23 degrees. Pretty sure we could have made the whole trip without charging. Still glad we did. I didn't want to be scared. It's at 2,678 feet. And we're going to descend that whole way here quickly. Snow on the left side of the road over here gets so deep it lasts all summer. And we got to just watch out for some drifts that kind of blow across. It can get kind of snotty up here. Not that long though. It's not like Isabel Pass. Isabel Pass goes on for 40 miles of pure hell when it's bad. This is like 8 miles or something like that. But so now we're downhill. We're gonna start charging our battery back up. So the Silverado EV is pretty good. I like it. You know, supposedly you can't use these damn things in winter or in cold climates. I don't know why Norway, Iceland, Sweden, Finland, all them countries like to use them. But they work pretty well. It saves me about $5,000 a year in gas. I normally bring about $3,000 a year in electricity home and just run the house off it. Let's see, what was it? Oh yeah, let's see how the regen works, because I'm pretty sure the battery's fine. Yeah, 120, 130 kilowatts of regen right there, so battery's not cold. This is a pretty good trip. And we get down to Keystone Canyon. That's a pretty little place. You're gonna be right next to the river, going through some sheer rock faces. Might be rock ice climbers down there right now. There's big old waterfalls in that area. And we got a horseshoe or a hairpin curve coming up here. I'm not really gonna film that, but maybe I'll film the hill, the big hill, when we start pointing down it later. All right, this is a downhill. I don't know if it's gonna show up camera, but I can see the avalanche now that fell off this mountain. It's way up there coming down that, kind of like a channel in the mountain. There'll be a lot of people that ski down the right side of the road from the top of the mountain and get picked up right up here. There's a parking lot. But this is where you can get your power back. Just sit here and maintain 40 to 60 kilowatts of charge for about the next 10 minutes. Get some of it back anyway. All right, made it to the bottom of the hill. Not only did we not use any electricity, we picked up an extra percent. We're at 23. We started down it. We're at 24 now. There's the Valdez sign. We're a long way from Valdez. It's like the biggest damn town in the world with nothing in it. It's just the very end. There's like it's a small town, but it's got a big landmass. And this mountain coming up here is where Keystone Canyon is going to start. I think that's where that big old avalanche was. It came, actually, probably that chute right there we're looking at in front of us. Not sure. We'll see when we get there. Alright, I'm holding it back this way so I can actually focus on driving. This is Keystone Canyon. That's the chute I actually thought the avalanche was in. There was an avalanche there. I can see something slid up above, but it doesn't look like it affected the road. Oh yeah, it did. Looks like something came down here and piled up all over the road. So that was a pretty good one. And then I'll just film going through the canyon here. Hopefully you can see it. There's an old railroad tunnel that they built to get out of town a long time ago. Never filmed, or never used it, never put tracks into it. I said, I don't even know if you got to see it there. That was just an over-the-shoulder sling of the camera. Vazzy's getting restless. I think he's got to poop. Two big waterfalls that are coming up. Obviously there's not going to be waterfalls right now, there'll be ice falls, but you've got Bridal Veil and Horsetail. And I think this Bridal Veil's on the left. There should be some good icicles there, and Horsetail will be on the right, and you could park right in front of them and walk right up to them. Deep ice right here. Sharing this with a river, this canyon. There's a river right out the left side of the road here. Yeah, you can start to see some of the Bridal Veil Falls coming down right there. Big old icicles. If you're an ice climber, it'd be a fun time. Probably didn't get to the top of it, or didn't get the top of it while I was filming, but that'd be pretty hard to do right now. It goes up quite a ways. And then Horsetail is right over here. Somebody's parked there. There you go. There's ice climbers climbing it. And then it's neat. As soon as you come through this canyon, you know, it might be kind of cold on the backside. I think it was like 23 degrees or so a minute ago. It's icy as hell right here, and there's no grooves in it, so it's, I haven't slipped too much, but I'm slipping down, and I'm starting to see water. So I haven't seen water since I left Valdez. It's all been frozen, and the temperature is 36. It's weird. You just go through that little canyon, the temperature just boop, jumps right up. We're on the ocean side of the mountains now. The ocean's it's about 10 minutes in front of us. And I think that's probably all I'll film unless something else cool comes up. Let's see, made it down to Valdez. Arrived at 20%, and we did take on, I can't remember, a little over 20%, I think, in Delta Junction. We got here with 220.8 plus 1, so 221.8 kilowatts used. We left the house with like 214.5, so I guess that puts us at, what, 6? That's 221, so 14, yeah, 7 kilowatts that we need to take on. Average 1.6, which isn't the best. But a lot of the driving was, cold. Not a big part, maybe an hour was below 0 Fahrenheit. So it's definitely doable with one of these things. I gotta say, I like the Silverado EV. My brakes don't freeze up at minus 40. I don't have power steering freezing up in the minus 50s. The thing just goes. The diesel heater I was running probably used about a gallon of diesel, but I used to put more electricity in my diesel truck just to keep it preheated so I could start it if I needed to go anywhere. Actually, I used more electricity in my diesel truck than I do in my electric truck. So throwing a gallon of diesel in this thing's like easy. Anyhow, worked pretty well. Let's see if we got the boys back here. I don't know if they'll show up. They've been back here being good boys. But that's about it. Like I said, you can drive in Alaska in an EV. You can drive in cold climates with an EV. Obviously, I have the diesel heater helping me out. But I'll tell you what, to be able to hop in these things and just go with no preheating. They're warm in a couple minutes. They're probably less than a minute. They're blowing warm air, but it only takes them a couple minutes to start warming up. I like them. But that was a trip from Fairbanks or North Pole to Valdez. Take care.